A warm good evening to all the citizens in India, a good morning to the Americans, and a good day to the entire world and different parts of the world. Maybe it's now night and you're all going to bed. A good night to all of you. Dear friends, we'd like to start our session on a nice note with happiness, peace, and positivity. We are here on this training session, and today our topic for discussion and training is the neurodivergent community. How are we going to do justice today on this special topic? How are we going to train ourselves? What am I as a trainer going to learn from my participants, and what my participants are going to share with me and share with all of you? Let's just walk into this beautiful session and contribute positively and get to enrich our knowledge further. Come, dear friends, let's begin. Dear friends, any questions you have, dear team? Welcome to Banu ma'am and Santosh sir, and I should say all the guests that are here. Mr. Shrestha Mishra, Dr. Pinky, Dr. Kalpesh, and just everyone, Soni ma'am, etc. Any questions, team? Banu ma'am, any questions from you? Yes, dear. Thanks to Dr. Bhaskar, he's joined just now. Yes, dear team, we'll continue with our session. Today's session is about the neurodivergent community. Let us see what it is and how, as we the educational sector or the academic sector.
Yes, I'm sorry. There was a technical glitch. I just joined now, ma'am.
No worries, dear. No worries.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening. It's always a pleasure to listen to you, to Pinky ma'am and Himani ma'am, and I guess Rohini also yesterday.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Yes, dear. I feel something incomplete when I do not, coordinate and connect with all of you. I feel there's Rohini is on this, she's joined us. That's really nice. Welcome, Rohini ma'am, and all the other sirs and ma'am. Thank you so much for joining. We'll dive into the session, and today I'll not take much time. We'll try to, finish it as much as we can early. Usually I prolong the session. Today maybe we'll try to finish it off on time. The screen is visible, I guess. Yes, friends?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, dear. Yes, dear friends, we have something here on screen. It is the International Fabtalks training session. And welcome everyone, all the participants gathered here today on this platform and the virtual audience. Thank you very much for being a part of our journey. And if you like what we are doing, do connect and join us and enhance your knowledge and share your knowledge with us and with the world. Yes, team. Neurodiversity. I would like one of you, if you could share something from your side. Do you have any idea what this word is? When I heard this word first, the first time it, touched my ear, or, it entered into my ears, or maybe when I received it for the first time, it was something new, alien to me. I didn't have an idea what is this neurodiversity word all about. Anyone here who has prior knowledge? Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, I happen to hear from my daughter, like she is psychiatrist. So I think something related to some mental disorder.
Yeah, something very close. Very nice, dear. Thank you.
Okay, ma'am. Something related to brain or something?
Absolutely. Very nice. Absolutely. Our brain functions in a normal way, but we have certain group of people where their brain, functions in a different way, a little different from ours. So they all belong to the neurodiversity community. So let us see how we can enrich their lives, how we can take care of them, and above all, how can we respect the the divergent group or the neurodiversity community? Let us just check that. Thank you, Banu ma'am, for sharing. Any more sharing from others? Yes, team, we'll go down here. This is what it is, dear team. Neurodiversity, these are the different disorders that come under it. So let's check out one by one. What is it? We'll be very careful in understanding. Something we have autistic spectrum disorder. It is called as ASD. I like to repeat it. There are many scientific terms. Of course, we're not going to go deeply into the clinical part. We just are going to create awareness. So here, autistic spectrum disorder. We'll get to know what is it actually a little more in detail. Then you have the development language disorder. In certain children, the language, they cannot catch up the language quickly or understand the language, or they're unable to identify the words and letters. And then you have something called as the tic disorder. There was a movie of Rani Mukherjee where she was a teacher, not teacher, I guess, a lecturer or a teacher, maybe, I guess, either of these two. And she had this disorder. While she was explaining the lesson in class, while she was taking the classes, on and off, she had the, this type of, that disorder being continuously disturbing her during her training session or teaching sessions. But her students accepted her. They made fun of her initially, but then they understood that was a disorder and she didn't do it on purpose. That is sudden constant blinking of the eyes or sudden body movements, facial movements. That's called as the tic disorder or the Trout syndrome. And then we go on further. The one in purple is the intellectual disability. Certain children or certain students, they are very quick picking up. Whenever you explain it, it just goes quickly into their mind. But there are a few students where nothing goes into their head. They're unable to grasp anything properly quickly. So they slowly come under, of course, if it is some domestic violence at home or some pressure at home, that is quite different. But there are certain children where their brain is unable to grasp the real situation or the reality of the world. Then you have something called as ADHD. So under neurodiversity umbrella, all of these come, these 8 and much more. And here, this is attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. Little children are so mischievous. You're unable to control them. They're always jumpy around, running around, creating a lot of chaos. They suffer from something called as attention deficit hyperactivity syndrome. And there is something also called as developmental coordination disorder, where their bones and bodies are, the entire bone structure or body structure is unable to, coordinate well as a normal human being. They need support to walk. They need support to eat their food. They are not quite normal and they're unable to contribute the same just as a normal human being. But we have to respect and love them, and above all, treat them as equals. So that's why we do have a session today, a training session to train ourselves on the neurodivergent community. And friends, you have this dyslexia and dyscalculia. These are all new terms and quite tongue-twisting terms. In fact, it's not easy to pronounce them, but let me take you one by one slowly into each of these and see. Anyone would like to share anything from your side, team? Have you heard of all this before, or is it for the first time? You could say yes or no. You could put up something in the chat box. Good evening, Mishra sir. Thank you for joining. And thank you for joining Ramesh sir. Everyone. Any idea? You can say yes or no. Maybe you have some idea. We just go further, because sometimes we as academicians, as teachers, as lecturers, we may judge students, not knowing what is the reason behind that child's slow progress. We say slow learner. Sometimes we curse the students, or we say this child is a headache, this child is a pain, doesn't understand anything. But the fact is, certain children really suffer from, the neurodivergent reasons. And that is why we should be a little more compassionate when we take classes or come across such children, who have certain, some of these symptoms with them or these disorders. Let's be a little more compassionate. Let's educate ourselves today on neurodiversity and see a little more. Actually, when did the neurodiversity movement emerge? Several of us, I think a majority of us, do not know what is the neurodiversity movement all about and how did it start. It started very recently. Emerged in the 1990s. It became very powerful in the 1990s. And of course, now we are giving it a lot of importance. And that is why today we have a training session on neurodiversity. The fact, my dear friends, is 15 to 20% of the world's population, they show or exhibit some type of neurodivergence. What is this neurodivergence, or what is neurodiversity, or what is the meaning of being a neurodivergent individual? That is, you are having some disability, maybe. As I said, it could be attention deficiency, or it could be any of these, which will be going in detail, or a learning disability, or the autism spectrum disorder. And here you have this here. This is the attention deficit disorder. Now we'll just go and see. Everything is so complicated. When you just go deeper and deeper, you'll be thinking, into which world have I entered? I teach maybe communication, or I teach an engineering subject, maybe electronics. But still, my dear friends, you will come in contact with any of these maybe in your future years, maybe not within your circle, maybe you'll be viewing it online or offline, maybe you will get to know it through somebody, so you can share your knowledge, what you learned today. Yes, dear friends. When these neurodivergent people, under this umbrella, when we meet individuals like this who have these disorders, when we meet them, we don't know what's the real problem with them, and often we have preconceived notions. We say, yeah, dull student, clumsy child, waste child, duller, doesn't study at all, doesn't know how to study. We've been targeting so many students by saying negative things. In fact, in my case, when I was roundabout, I guess in the 8th class, the day before my exam, there was some disturbance at home, a big fight at home. I couldn't study for my social studies exam. History and geography. First paper was history, second paper was geography. So I didn't do my history paper well. I just handed over the paper and came out and was busily sitting in the hall and studying for the next exam. That was in the afternoon, the geography paper. And one of the teachers happened to see me. She had a free period. Maybe I think she was at leisure. She was sitting over there with her friend. And she tells that teacher sitting beside her, it is so clear in my mind. This girl doesn't study. See how she has given her paper so early and come out. Does that teacher know that I had a problem yesterday at home? No. Even when I talk about this incident, it makes me emotional. How can a teacher judge somebody just like that, just at the drop of a hat? We are none to judge. Of course, there are students who are mischievous, who are negligent, but there are some genuine reasons. And dear friends, and even if a child is unable to understand mathematics, unable to understand a language you're trying to teach them, maybe a new language, or maybe it's ABCD, whatever it could be, they're making spelling mistakes, there is a reason there. Their brain works differently. In my case, my brain was normal, but the problem was at home. So I do not belong to that group called as the neurodivergent group. Maybe a domestic issue at home. So dear friends, let's be conscious and be able to differentiate the neurodivergent community and their problems. So here's the question: what words we use often and what words do we associate? We are the wider community. Why are we called as the wider community? Because only 15 to 20% of the world's population, they exhibit some form of neurodivergence. The remaining 80%, 80 to 85%, that is you and me. How do we look at these people with special needs? These people who think differently. Yes, dear. Let's not judge. Let's get to the truth behind it, the facts, and then judge. And even judge, no, who are we to judge others? The best thing is we judge ourselves. Yes, dear friends. How does the society perceive them? Perceive them means the neurodivergent community. Several cases have been where they've been, given no respect at all in the society, treated very badly. In fact, in many cases, they have been killed just because they are not normal. Or, family members just wait for them to die. They think of them as a burden. But I have seen many people in the Western countries taking great care of the children suffering from any of these conditions which we are discussing today that falls under the neurodivergent strata. Yes, friends. Neurodivergence is the term. I'll be asking you questions. You should be able to answer. Please do pay attention, because this topic is very close to my heart. Because as being in the teaching field, we've been so many times putting down children. Maybe you're all teaching adult students, students maybe in the college level, 18 and above, some maybe below that. We have all kinds of participants over here from different educational backgrounds. You are taking classes for different kinds of students. Yes, friends. So here, neurodivergence is the term used when someone's brain, Banu Ma'am said, when the brain works differently, not in the normal way, a little different. So then the brain processes, or the learning behavior, the learning pattern or the behaving pattern is something different from normal. Then we say that that child is suffering from XYZ disorder and comes under the neurodivergent group. Now scientists have found out the neurodivergent community, or the individuals who suffer from some disorder and come under that umbrella of the neurodivergent community are, great success in the society. They have contributed so much. They have benefited the society in a large way. They have given their very best. We consider them to be waste or stupid or not useful. But the truth is, they are highly talented. In fact, talented more than us, the normal ones. Their brain works in a very different way. So let us just go further and see how we are able to understand this particular topic called as the neurodivergent community or neurodiversity. Any questions, friends? Dear team?
No, ma'am.
Yes, dear. Thank you so much. Dear friends, here, what kind of challenges do the people of the neurodivergent community face from the wider society? Wider society means the normal ones like us. Our brains are quite normal. You're able to understand what I'm speaking. You're able to understand what is on your screen. But what are the challenges that the neurodivergent people suffer from? So here are the basic life skills that they're unable to cope up with. They're unable to cope up with the normal reading. Even writing is a difficulty. Interacting with others, social interaction, they don't want to interact with others. That could be one of the disorders. Many of us have it. Some are very shy. Maybe certain bad incidents might have occurred. So we are, not interacting with others much. But some of them from day one, they do not like interaction, social interaction. And that could be why, because that's how their brain is wired. And then, coordinating with others, maybe their bodily coordination is not right. They're unable to use their body parts properly. They need constant help. They're unable to communicate what they want. They're unable to communicate even to go to the restroom. They're even unable to communicate when somebody is abusing them. There are several cases where such, individuals who come under this umbrella of neurodivergent community being abused physically, emotionally, mentally, sexually. They're unable to convey what's wrong with them. In fact, there was one of the young girl who belongs to this group, falls under this umbrella. She was pregnant and no one knew who is the culprit. She couldn't even identify her abuser. And then there are so many cases, we wouldn't want to go in that. And dear friends, of course, the motor skills. Now we are talking to you, we are moving our hands very freely. So our motor skills are very fine. But when you have people coming from this, individuals from the neurodivergent group, there are a few individuals who cannot even, coordinate their body movements properly. And their motor skills are quite low. These are the basic things that we require to live. They are being overlooked. If you're in a bus stop and a parent is carrying a child like this, a child who is not normal, like, a child who is, specially abled, I should not use the word specially abled or a special needs child, we just give them a look and just say how sad. And that's it. We just overlook. We are unable to do anything. We just have compassion in our heart and we wish good for that mother, that family and child. Some of us even don't have that compassion. We just have a nasty feeling when we look at them. We just turn our head in disgust. So today, let's be a little compassionate. You should thank the universe that you and your children are perfect, fit and fine. And go ahead happily, bless others and be blessed. 50% of the employers, most of you are employees. If there are a few employers here on the platform, maybe principals or owners of any organization or institutions, educational groups, you become employers. The fact here now, let's check out the fact. 50% of the employers or the HR group, they are the ones who are, taking the interviews and appointing people for any organization to work well. The interview session and, what you could say, like appointing new employees. They are responsible, either the employers or the HR group. They have admitted openly that they will not employ, or they would not employ anyone with one or more neurodivergent conditions. They know if something is wrong, they will say, okay, we will see you later. The person may not be able to write properly. Maybe the person cannot hear properly. Or maybe the person cannot walk, but intellectually very fit and fine, but the motor coordination is not good. Maybe one or more any of these neurodivergent conditions they have, 50% of them will reject these individuals who are suffering from neurodivergent issues. And that is very sad. But the good news is the world is changing, and the world is changing fast. There's a vast change, and many great corporate companies, you could name them, and they are giving equal opportunities for everyone, irrespective of your age, your experience, and even your disability, and even disorder as well. All are welcome. So hats off to those employers who are giving equality to everyone. Yes, friends, is there anything visible on the screen? Anything visible?
One dot, ma'am.
Dot. Anybody else? Please answer.
This moon.
Moon, very good. Dot, very good. Anybody else? Anyone else, team? Are you all with me?
The moon.
The moon. Okay. Yes.
Peace.
Peace. Very nice. Very nice. So like now see how we differently look at it. One says a dot. Another person said moon. Yes, ma'am? Yes, dear? Yes. One of the participants said moon. Another could say a white dot. Some of them could say, I can't see anything. I just can see some type of a disturbance there. There's nothing at all over there. I just can see a spot over there. In this way, how we perceive things differently, the neurodivergent community people will also look at it differently. When you and I, as normal individuals, view that particular dot in different ways. Some of you could say a full stop. Some of you could say a white tennis ball. It could be just anything. So imagine the neurodivergent community, their brain works in a different way. So let's respect that. Like how now we have to respect everybody's answer. Yes, it is a dot. Yes, it looks like the moon. Yes, it looks like a full stop. And that. Yes, friends. How did the neurodivergent community fight for their own place in the world? How did they do it? They've all joined together as a group. Yes, Banu ma'am, you have anything to share?
I think the people, like, when they started being human, they thought about this, that they should be like, given some privileges in the society.
Perfect, perfect. Very good, very good. When there was an understanding in their own minds, I should be treated equally. I am being treated in a different way and I don't like it. I will fight for my rights. I will stand up for my rights. And in fact, many of them have stood up, fought and won. And today they are living a very comfortable and peaceful life. And not only that, they are helping others to rise and come. They are having a big neurodivergent community where all the people are respected and supported in every possible way. When they could join together and become a great community, we shall also join hands and help them to grow and grow with them. Yes, friends, people who challenged and changed the world. Now, today you have challenged your time and joined this special course which we have going on. And like that, there are several people, when they were challenged, they change the world. Whenever you're challenged, you have to change yourself within and change the world. So those people who felt it was unfair to be treated in that particular way, just because they're unable to read, they're unable to do mathematical equations, they're unable to walk, but they're good in other ways. And if the world treated them in a negative way, they fought it back tooth and nail and won, and they have changed the mindset of the people in the world. Yes, friends, the strengths of the neurodivergent individuals. What are their strengths? Now, I'd like to relax a little here and would like our team members, the leaders in our team, to lead the group. How we always say neurodivergent, or maybe they're special needs, or maybe they have a disorder. But in spite of all this, what is their strength? Let us check out and see. Who's going to do the first reading? In green. Yes, team? What do they specialize in, these individuals? Any one of you, please, I'd be happy. Banu ma'am, go ahead, as I can see you here just beside me. Yes, dear.
Strong pattern of recognition skills, analytical thinking, deep focus, and enhanced memory. Ma'am, I think these are their innate, strengths. So they have their own pattern of recognition skills. They go with their own understanding. And yes, they do have this analytical thinking. Though they think in the different manner, but still they do analyze things. Okay, they have, if at all they are interested in some sort of like, what we say, skill and all that, they do focus. And they say that they have enhanced like memory and all that. But we are like, we don't know how to judge them properly. This is what I feel. But they do have their own innate strengths.
Beautiful, ma'am. Perfect, ma'am. Perfect. Very nice. So they all are, high and famous in their own way, unique in their own way. Great, ma'am. I would like somebody else. Savitri, ma'am, could you go ahead with the next one? Heightened in sensory awareness. Yes, dear? Anyone? Pinky, ma'am, are you here?
Yes, ma'am, I'm here. I
Yes.
would like to add with the first point here,
Yes.
beginning, a strong pattern of recognition skill, analytical thinking, deep focus, and enhanced memory. And I would like to share here a case that I personally experienced 4 to 5 years back when I used to teach there in a college, that is Shri Ram College of Commerce, University of Delhi, you might have heard. That's the renowned commerce college, #1 college. And there are a blind student in my class. And I used to teach their cost accounting. That's a completely calculative subject, we can say. And what kind of observation there that the child who is, I'm considering the weaker one there in the class, he's the first one who do all type of calculation and give me the answer in advance just before the other students. As in when they are busy in identifying the calculus or the formula or what kind of the information needed, as in when I'm dictating the question, within a second he used to solve the question. So they do have some strong pattern of recognition skill and analytical thinking in comparison to others.
Excellent, ma'am. And thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing. That was a real life example which you've shared. Very nice. Thank you so much. I'm really grateful to you that you shared that. Thank you. And thanks, Banu ma'am, as well. Now, who would like to go to the second part? These people are very creative. Members of the neurodivergent come very creative. They have a lot of creativity within them, and they are having a lot of sensory awareness. The sense of smell, sight, sound. They use their sense organs very well. A few of them, very alert. A few of them, not all, a few of them. So good sensory awareness and creativity, as well as visual processing skills. Sometimes we have good eyesight and we just look there and we are blindly cheated, but they will be aware. They have good, they can process what is going on when they observe somebody's treating them badly, something negative is going on. So many of them are very sharp. They, visually capture things in their eyes. And so let's go down to the next one. Here, as ma'am said, within a fraction of a second, Pinky ma'am shared, within a fraction of a second, the answer is out. So there are several of these people who come under the group of neurodivergence. They think out of the box solution, something different. We go all in the straight way, they will go something different. They will do it differently and they will be the winners. Thoda hat ke karte hain kaam. Out of the box solutions. You may ask them to walk straight, they will go in a different way. And of course, they come up with beautiful, changes in the world. We will get to know how. You will be amazed to see who are the great people who thought out of the box. आम जनता की नहीं, आम लोग की तरह नहीं, हट के कुछ सोच के, इस धरती पे, इस universe में बदलाव लाए. Let us see. And of course, the next one is they tend to have higher IQ. They have, like ma'am says just now, her example was there, higher IQ compared to the general population. You never know how much. A normal range will be like, 100%. Some will be more than that. We find some students, you only write 5 out of 10 questions. But there are certain students who will write 10 or all the 10 and they will come out perfectly. And we are only amazed, not a single mistake. There could be somebody like that, over intelligent or highly intelligent. And then we have somebody here, they are more productive and they are professionals as well. If you give them any task in a professional way, they will do it. And you see here, there's something very beautiful. Their productivity is up to 140%. You and I will be cribbing about our jobs, crying about our jobs or complaining. But if you give a person, a job, assign them a job, those who come under the umbrella, not everyone, a few of them, they are so well immersed in that professionalism that they have within them and using their IQ and intellect, because their brain functions in a different way. They give up to 140% productive work. And that is really beautiful. We should really thank them for their contribution to the society. Their hard work has made our life easy in many cases. You will just know when I keep showing you more and sharing and training you more of what I'm trying to convey regarding the last sentence over here, as well as maybe the second sentence, or maybe just all the points that we discussed here, all these 5 points. Yes, friends, this is the same umbrella. I would like to once again show you to keep you focused on neurodiversity. Yes, friends, we are talking about neurodiversity. When we talk about neurodiversity, under this umbrella, we have something called as the autism spectrum disorder. Autism spectrum disorder. Autism spectrum disorder. So what is this autism spectrum disorder? What is it in real? Processing information, unable to process information quickly. So some of them, not all, few of them are having some other disorder, some other disability. So if you are unable to process the information given to you in class or in your family, maybe not time and again you're unable to understand, then you fall under this spectrum. Verbal and non-verbal communication not okay. You can't do anything properly, can't function properly. You can't understand what the world around you. You don't know, you can't use your sense organs properly sometimes, or maybe all the time. You are by birth like that. You cannot use. But what I want to say is, certain people who belong to the neurodivergent community, they have good sensory perception, as you can see here. We have said, like, they can sensory awareness in a few individuals very high, but in a few of them who belong, it's very low, minimal. They could be really taken advantage of. And repetitive behavior called as OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder, OCD, it all could come under this. Motor skills, body coordination not okay, and all the thinking pattern is different. So all of this fall under the autism spectrum disorder. We are only enlightening you and creating awareness. There's a lot of depth to go in and learn more. Yes, friends. The next one, ADHD. ADHD, we might have seen some very mischievous children troubling their parents unable to control a child. This could be the reason. Attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. Attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, or it was also called as attention deficit disorder. Children will just keep you on your toes. Every now and then you'll be just worried the child might knock against a wall, dash against somebody, or create some type of a problem somewhere. So these children, their brain is a little wired in a different way. And friends, here, dyslexia. How many times we might have judged our students that this child, he or she cannot write properly. The writing is bad. Maybe they don't write in class, but they answer well in class. In the exams, they don't write their notes regularly, but in the exams, they write their answers and come out and get good marks. There could be somewhere they may be suffering from something called as dyslexia, unable to identify spellings or form spellings. It will affect their educational, the educational platform on which they are continuing their journey. They are unable to read words, reading, forming words. Their health may be affected certain times. They will not be okay. It may affect their life as well and career. It should not affect their health, life, and career. If these 3 segments should not be affected, we should give a hand of support and help them when they are suffering from this. We should not judge them, especially as teachers, especially from the academic sector. Never ever do that. Try to be more passionate or more considerate. Let them have a career, let them have a life, and let them have good mental health and physical health. Yes, friends, you have something called as dyscalculia. It's quite difficult for me to pronounce that. I think maybe for others too. This is all about the reading and writing. I'm sorry, this one. It's about words. It's about letters. Now here, this is about numbers. Yes, Banuman, would you like to share? I see you unmuting yourself.
Yeah, I think, ma'am, it's dyscalculia where they have a problem in with the calculations.
Absolutely. Very good. Perfect, ma'am. With calculating, unable to do simple additions, unable to understand the formulas, or maybe, of course, tough formulas are difficult for everyone, almost everyone. But simple mathematical skills we are unable to do, then that's the time you should understand that this child has some disorder called as dyscalculia. Yes, dear friends. So if they are unable to understand numbers or see numbers differently, or writing 7 in the opposite direction, or writing a B in the opposite direction, like here, the letters are written in opposite, not the normal way, in the different way, then you must know this child is really something is not okay. The child needs help. The child needs immediate help. Maybe you need clinical help, maybe, or maybe something better to be done. You are not the one to handle that. Bring the attention to the organization or management, seek help. Yes, friends. We go down to the next one. Yes, this is called, they're unable to do simple mathematical calculations. And then you should know that something is really wrong. They are not lazy. They are not dumb. They are not, laid back students, slow learners. There is some type of a disorder in them. Yes, dear. Many of us have this fear towards mathematics, or they say math. Yes, friends. We go to the next slide. Here, the motor and vocal tics. As I earlier said, Rani Mukherjee acted in one of the movies based on this. I really like the way she even picked up that beautiful assignment called Black, where she played as a blind character, the character of Helen Keller. And here we have Rani Mukherjee again taking up this character of, a trout syndrome, like you could say. It's also called as tics, where you constantly blink your eyes or make certain body movements. You're unable to control it. Even while normally talking, you start making certain, your face will go at the side, your movement of your mouth may change, or maybe you start creating different sounds which you're not able to control. It happens without your knowledge. You're unable to have a grasp of over it. Your brain is unable to control that, even if you want to. The person suffering from this wants to control it and very much wants to be cured of it, but it's not possible. The treatment is on, and hopefully we could get a cure for that. It's also called as tics or the Trout syndrome, and it could lead to other different things, like you could say ADHD or OCD. It could also be etc. It could increase the severity in different ways. It could also cause some psychiatric symptoms. So help should be given once you identify something is wrong the first or the second time. As we discussed the autism spectrum disorder, all of this, I said the Trout syndrome, here's it. It's also called as the tic syndrome, or we call the gifted child, we could say, or the special needs child. All of these come under this autism spectrum disorder. You would like to get more information, please do your own research, dear team. In 1 hour, we cannot create magic. If you're really interested, please go ahead, Google up, research, and create a difference. Give me a moment, I'll drink some water. Yes, team. Developmental language disorder. It is also called as the DLD. Developmental language disorder. Certain children pick up words quickly, just like 8 months old baby, maybe 9 months. They're able to catch up words. But there are children, little babies, toddlers, even it is 1 year, 2 years, they are unable to speak, unable to catch up. When you take them to the, a pediatrician, they'll say everything is okay. Vocal cords all are good. Everything is fine. But then there is a little delay in speech, or maybe that could also be coming under this stream called as the developmental speech or developmental language disorder. It could be. So let's see. There are many clinical terms. Let's not clash with the clinical terms. Let's stay safe. But let's know that there is something called as developmental language disorder or delayed language disorder. Yes, dear. You could see one of these pictures, which very clearly tells that something is not okay with the child. And the beautiful smile on that child's face definitely brings a smile on our face too. When we find such kids around us, let us give our love and compassion in a genuine way. And let's pray for that child and for that mother or that family to take care of this child. Certain children require, I said, no, they have this poor body coordination movements. They can't walk properly. They have this problem and they need a lot of help and support. And so in the West, they give a lot of importance and support to them. I'm not saying that in India, it's not there. There is, but we need to work more on giving support to the people suffering from any of the disorders that have been mentioned today on this platform. Yes, friends, this could also be, and they also have all types of feelings. They would also love to have a partner in life. They would like to be loved. They would like to be respected. So let's not insult them or, put them down in any way. And if at all they would like to get connected to somebody, they would like to settle down in life, get married, let them, give them a chance. Do not judge them in a negative way. In fact, in the West, they just give them the opportunity to meet, talk, and to begin a new life together. And if you have watched videos and if you watched, you'll really be so happy to see them happy. How family members are, joining together to bring happiness in their lives, to see them live a complete life in this world than judging them. Yes, dear. As Banu ma'am said, the brain is a bit functioning in a different way, slightly different. And that is why they have these disorders within them. Even you and me, we are very normal now. You could see me, I'm very normal. You never know when my brain will be affected. You never know when your brain will be disturbed or dewired. Will be just go off the track one fine day for XYZ reason. We never know that. So let's not be proud that we are fit and fine. And always they say the person is brain dead. All the body parts are okay, but the brain isn't working. They say brain dead. When the person is brain dead, that is the end of the person. A hand or leg, the kidney, or maybe even the heart, heart replacement surgery. I think there are different replacement surgeries going on. Everything could be replaced so well. But when it comes to the brain, when they say the person is brain dead, that is no more. You should lose all hopes. There's no recovery. They start donating the organs, then signing up the papers. So we'll take care of our brain carefully. See that you don't hurt yourself against any wall or in the washroom. Don't fall down by mistakes. Be very careful not to get any hurt or impact, anything on your brain, such that could also lead to certain disorders. Stay safe, especially senior citizens. In fact, everyone I would advise, suggest, stay safe. Yes, friends, now here's a quiz for all of you. I've been, dealing a lot. Could you identify who is the first personality? Be quick, say yes, no. We'll jump to the next one. Please say yes or no, team. Are you all with me?
Yes, ma'am. A few
Yes, ma'am.
I know, not very first.
Okay, the first person, I will go in line. We'll go in order. First, yes, no.
No, ma'am.
Okay. Yeah, Walt Disney. Mickey Mouse, have you heard of Mickey Mouse?
Yes, ma'am.
Mickey and Donald.
Of course.
Yes, Mickey Mouse. So he was the person behind that. And this person?
No, ma'am.
Okay, may I ask, who discovered the electric bulb?
Edison Alva, ma'am. Edison Alva.
Okay, Thomas Edison Alva, this is the person. If it is the bulb, he is the person. This is Alexander Graham Bell. And who is this?
Steve Jobs.
Wonderful. Who is this?
Bill Gates.
Superb.
Bill Gates.
And this one, I guess everyone will answer.
Yes, ma'am.
Who is he? Einstein. Am I right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah,
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, dear. So these are all the great personalities who have been suffering from one neurodivergent disorder, or had some disorder or the other, and they belong to the neurodivergent community, but they impacted the world so well and they have given their best. In fact, one of the teachers, sent the child home, scolding the child, writing a note that your son is a waste. But the mother had the confidence in that child, one of these personalities. And all of them have contributed richly to the world. We have seen many other normal people doing nothing, wasting their time, entertaining themselves. But here we have a group of people who have given their very best. Yes, dear team. Anyone to identify this person, this personality? This one here. Yes, team. Tesla, Twitter.
Elon Musk.
Tesla, I
Elon
remember,
Musk,
but just
very
forget the
good.
name. Yes, Elon Musk.
Elon Musk. And he's one of the richest people in the world. He has so many companies. And of course, he suffers from a disorder. Let's know what is the disorder in the later slides. We'll come to know he has a disorder. But yet he has contributed such a lot to the world. We know him very well, worldwide famous. Recently, he was in the news for some negative reason because of Twitter and the Tesla car, the company. And then we have this beautiful lady. She was the one behind the neurodivergent community gaining prominence. Her name is Judy Singer. And she was the one who fought tooth and nail and made a stronger impact to have a special needs, a special group called as the neurodivergent community. It is due to her and many others that today they are receiving equal status and love across the world. And this person is, the same person. Yes, I just show you there and here. Who is this person? This personality. Yes, team?
Bill Gates.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you very much, Dr. Nagaraj. Thank you. And here, of course, I guess many of you could try this out.
Harry Potter.
Harry Potter. His name is Daniel Radcliffe. In spite of being such a huge success, all of these, everyone, each one of them, and many more, I've just put a few, all of them belong to that special group called as the neurodivergent group. Now, let us understand what did they suffer from? What type of a disorder that we recently discussed in few of our slides. I'll just take you further to give you a little more information. What did they really suffer from? Yes, friends. Alexander Graham Bell. He invented the telephone and he suffered from dyslexia. He couldn't understand the letters and the words. He couldn't form all of that. But yet, he was the one who invented the telephone. And many of you may be using your cell phones now and connecting with me on the Zoom platform. And he was suffering from this. Yes, dear. We go to Steve Jobs, the iPhone, the Apple company. He also suffered from dyslexia. And he also had this ADHD. What is this ADHD? Anyone team, would you like to share that? ADHD? I repeat myself, attention deficit hyperactive disorder. I repeat again, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. We've seen a little girl holding her hair and pulling it in the start. So this is what he had. And Thomas Alva Edison, as one of our teammates shared, he invented the light bulb. And he suffered from these different things, dyslexia, dyspraxia, if I get that correct. Dyspraxia is something called as the development coordination disorder. He was unable to coordinate his body very well on certain days or maybe on certain times. So dyspraxia is something called as development coordination disorder, where the motor skills may not work properly on certain days or certain times. And he also suffered from hearing loss. In spite of having so many negatives to him, he has brought, wonders into the world. And if we have a light bulb now, it's all because of him. And thanks to his research and his perseverance. Then you have Walt Disney. If all of you could remember the Mickey Mouse, Mickey Donald, I think Donald Duck and Mickey Mouse, and Minnie and Mickey, or the Disney World. In fact, in Orlando, USA, Florida, you have a big park called as the Disney World, where, they have all these characters inviting the little children. It's called the Disney World in Orlando. It's a very beautiful place, a must visit. I have been there, but I haven't been to the Disney World. I've been just close by, but I didn't enter that space. I would love to and would ask you to also go because they have done it very beautifully. That person suffered from dyslexia, reading, writing, and, understanding the letters, how to form a word, was unable, but he gave his best to drawing, very creative. And then we go down to the next, Albert Einstein. He also suffered from dyslexia. Bill Gates, Microsoft, dyslexia. And I introduced you to Judy Singer, who fought for the rights of all the neurodivergent group of people. She's a sociologist, and she suffered from something called as ASD, that is Autism Spectrum Disorder. Autism Spectrum Disorder, which I showed you in the start. And apart from that, Elon Musk, the owner of Tesla company, and as well many other companies, he also suffered from attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. And this Asperger's syndrome, if I'm getting it right, Asperger's syndrome. What is this Asperger's syndrome? Unable to connect socially with others, not wanting to, connect easily with the others, not liking interaction and socializing, like to be away. Right, as from childhood itself, he was like that. Not only like now he has emerged on the space, the business world, an entrepreneur, doing his best. So in spite of having all these negatives, these people have contributed their best. And Daniel Radcliffe, Harry Potter, he also suffered from dyslexia. Dear friends, am I making sense when I'm sharing all of this? I'd just like to know a yes or no. You could put it up in the chat box.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, dear. Maybe it would not be of any interest to you. You could pass it on to somebody who really needs it. Or you could take a class for your students. Let you create awareness in them such that they create awareness in others. So we are fighting for the rights of the neurodivergent community to be treated on par with us. And yes, friends, we go down further. Even you have Abhishek Bachchan. He was also a bit like, on the neurodivergent side. He was having dyslexia, I guess. Even you have Hrithik Roshan. He also had some type of a disorder. But they are great, artists in the film world. And then you have somebody here. She's not, of course, dyslexia, but she's having a disorder, some type of a problem. She has, her feet was amputated. Her leg was amputated. In spite of that, she did not give up. And she's a great dancer, an actress, TV, as well as a movie actress. Could anyone identify who is this actress? Yes, team? And after her leg being amputated, she wore on an artificial leg and presented many dance performances. She is Sudha Chandran. You could Google up about her. Have you heard?
She is acting
Yes,
in
ma'am.
also, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes.
She has been acting so many TV serials also.
Super. Very nice. Great. And then you have this little girl. In fact, she's now an adult. She's no more a girl. Her name is Jyoti Amge. And this is what she is, just this much. And if you take a Coke bottle, a thumbs up bottle, and this is what she is. And she has inspired the world in her own way, captured the world with her smile. No matter what disorder we have, what depression we have, what pain we are suffering, let us learn from all of these great people, each one of them, and learn to contribute just like them something. If not like them, in our own way. At least take care of our families, our workplace, and give our best. So now even on the business level, like when we say business, when I say business, it's this great person. It is here, Bill Gates. It is Elon Musk, Steve Jobs on the business level. Now we come down. So here, everything is being changed. Neurodiversity, the new frontier of inclusion at business schools. So many of the great universities across the world are giving them importance and tapping the talent they have and tapping the creativity that they have. They are more creative than us. Yes, friends, any guesses?
Darshil Safari.
Yes, Darshil
Tare
Safari.
Zameen Par.
Movie?
Tare Zameen Par.
Tare Zameen. Very nice. Is there any song that you remember from this movie? Anybody?
And that माँ song, ma'am, तुझे सब है पता मेरी माँ.
जी आप गा सकते हैं हमारे लिए?
Yes, for sure, ma'am. मैं कभी बतलाता नहीं, पर अंधेरे से डरता हूँ मैं माँ. छोड़ना इतनी दूर मुझको तू, घर लौट के भी आना पाऊँ माँ. तुझे सब है पता मेरी माँ. And it goes like this, ma'am.
Very nice.
Thank you.
Dr. Monica, thank you so much. Thank you very much. If I
Thank
got
you.
your name right. Yeah, Dr. Monica, thank you very much. That is my favorite song. I love this song and it's very touching and very inspirational as well. And good guesses you've made. And thanks for singing. And above all, thanks for obliging. Thank you so much. Thank you very much, team. So here was a beautiful movie. If you haven't watched this movie, Tare Zameen Par, do watch it once. You'll get an idea how a teacher could transform the life of this little boy and of others as well. Not only this little child, of others as well. So it's all in the hands of a teacher. When such children come in your hand, it's your duty and it's you lead the world for them. Show them the world. They will really be grateful to you. Yes, team. Proudly neurodivergent. Now there is no stigma that they belong to the neurodivergent community. They proudly say, yeah, we belong to the neurodivergent community. And they're getting equal respect across the world. Let us carry their mission of giving them peace and happiness, and above all, equality. Because they look at the world with a beautiful eye. They have a different way of looking at the world. Their brain has a different way of perceiving things in the world. And that is why we have great inventors, great scientists, great entrepreneurs, etc. And this is, of course, neurodiversity is a spectrum. We've already done that. Just a picture slide. Yes, dear friends, here are a few more, a little more information for you. We'd share that. Neurodiversity definitions and terms. Neurodiversity, the natural diversity of the human brain, as we all discussed at the start of the session. Then here you have something, neurodiversity paradigm, the philosophy of neurodiversity. They're all technical terms, or maybe a term which you cannot understand, but just go through it. Let's go through it once. Neurodiversity movement, that moment where they were fighting for social justice. Judy Singer was the main person there, along with the others, wanting justice for everyone in the neurodivergent community. And then you have neurodivergent. Who are these? A person whose brain functions, whose brain functioning differs from what's considered normal. Just a little different, not very different, just a little different. Even there's a little difference that makes a great difference. And the person starts behaving differently, talking in a different way, behaving in a different way. So they say, no, you should always be okay here in your brain. We have so many healthy individuals, hatta katta, good, very healthy, but lost in their mind completely. To look physically they are fit, but their mind is just not okay. Maybe that is because of XYZ reasons, could be maybe the different bad experiences they had, or maybe they come under the neurodivergent group. We never know that. So let's be kind and stay safe at the same time while dealing with each other. And neurotypical, a person whose brain functioning is considered to be normal. You and I are called as neurotypical because our brain is just very normal. We can understand what we are doing and talking. And then neurodiverse, a group of people with different types of brain activities, or you could say different type of thinking patterns. We don't go much and we do not complicate issues. We'll just stop at that and go further. She is Judy Singer. Yes. And she coined this word, neurodiversity. And neurodivergent was coined by this special personality. I mean, I can't get her name. Her name is Kasiana Asasumova. I can't get that. I should not pronounce it wrong. It's quite difficult, but yes, I put up her picture to identify her. So she has brought in this word, coined this new word, neurodivergent. And that's how they have lifted up the others who belong to this group to great heights. Yes, she's that beautiful lady. In spite of suffering from one of the, being in the autism spectrum disorder group, she has been able to work. So when she's able to do that, why don't we normal people do something? Nothing's wrong with us. Everything is fine. We have time to complain. We have time for rumors. We have time for grudges. Why don't we have time for something, which is going to impact the world? Let's change our mindset. The day you change your mindset, you will make a vast difference in the world, including me. The birth of an idea. So always have a diary or a journal wherever you are, when you're sitting down or before you sleep. Keep a diary always with you. So if at all any beautiful thought comes to your mind, an idea, write it down. Sometimes you get the idea and it slips off from your mind. Keep a track of all the new innovative ideas that you get, and then you can work on it one fine day, and you could be the next lead in the world. Yes, dear, this is just a slide connecting with the neurodiversity discussion that's going on. There are several celebrities, both in Hollywood and Bollywood and different places, not only in Bollywood, should I say, across the world. There are many celebrities, the rich, the famous, the politicians, the film stars who suffer from Tourette syndrome or the tic syndrome, where they are unable to control their body movements, the facial movements, which I earlier discussed in the start of the session, during the start of the session. So it's not only the poor people below poverty line, it attacks everyone. It could attack anybody from any class, irrespective of class, caste, creed, race, nationality. People suffer from all of these disorders. 15 to 20% of the world's population. Yes, dear team, that's just a pick for all of you. This is the symbol for neurodivergent community. When you see this, you should understand, yes, this is the symbol for the neurodivergent group. I understand that this is something connected to the neurodivergent group, or maybe there's a discussion or a workshop going on. Now, dear friends, you have the pink ribbon, or you have the red ribbon, you have the purple ribbon for domestic violence, maybe pink ribbon for cancer. When you look at the pink ribbon, you are connected to that particular topic or term called as cancer. In the same way, when you see something like this, it is connecting you to the neurodivergent group and their activities. Do give importance to such activities if you ever happen to come across in future. Yes, friends, here it's almost the same. I just put it, it's like a recap. We've done it, so doing it again to understand a little better. What is neurodivergence? What are all of these? So it's just a recap what we did at the start, because few of our friends joined us now. Yes, friends, support them. They are supporting themselves. They have formed a group. Why don't we also help them and join their group to support them? If you get a chance to do it, do it. Extend your support. Yes, friends. Now, dear friends, we are coming to the end of the session, of the 6-day session. Rise to the occasion. When I say rise to the occasion, what does that mean? I take another 5 minutes and end the session, friends. What does it mean, rise to the occasion? Rise to the occasion means that you have to, if you see something not okay, you need to do something about it, rise immediately. Don't wait and put it off for the next day or for the next hour. Try to do something. If possible, do it then and there. Otherwise, assign a particular date and go ahead with it. As leaders, because this is a leadership workshop and a leadership training session. Okay, so you have to just work and rise up to the occasion. When you get a chance, become that leader who you wanted to be, and for the purpose that you have joined this training session. Don't leave it just at this end of day 6. Continue the journey in small ways. Start small. Our final message, parting message to all of you: lead with a purpose. Find your purpose. You could also be a great leader here, the neurodivergent group, or you could be on any of the social issues or any issue which has not been given importance. And dear friends, this is dated forever. The final message, dated forever. Why? You should lead with a purpose till the last breath. Just 1 minute, 1 second before you breathe your last. You have this in mind. I have a purpose in this world, and I have to lead the younger generation and create a brighter world. And friends, yes, this is the vote of thanks to you, the VOT, or the vote of thanks we say. We appreciate each one of you here, and we respect your time, your patience. Many of you were so patient, so polite. When one wanted to answer, the other participant calmed down. And when the other got a chance, the other one, gave them the chance. You put in a lot. You shared with me many things which I needed to know. Thank you very much for that. And we enjoyed having each one of you here. There was a lot of fun as well in the middle. And there was a lot of learning, sharing, a beautiful song by Dr. Monica, a heart-touching song. And friends, we express our sincere thanks to each one of you, to all the trainees who have come here to join us. And we hope that you have gained a little knowledge from us. And I'm sure you will work on your journey of enhancing your knowledge and creating a better world. Thank you, dear team. And kudos to you trainees for,
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
yes, dear.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, dear.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thanks, dear. Kudos to all of you because you've been patient for 6 days. You've been joining us together. In spite of going to work, coming after work, you were still connected with the training session. Hats off to you. Thank you. And yes, thank you once again. God bless, team. And that's from the International Fab Talk session. We are done. We just have a small request. We would like you to, subscribe to our channel. We have a channel called as the International Fab Talks channel. Do subscribe to our channel if interested and invite others for lots of learning, and be connected and stay safe. Yes, dear team, we are done with the 6-day session. Any feedback that I need to improve and bring a change a little more in the training session, you're welcome. Yes, friends.
Thank you.
Yes,
Okay,
dear.
well, I'm reading a message there in the chat box. Kindly give me a certificate. Okay, I'm not going with that process.
Oh, sure. 1 second. One
Yes.
second. Yeah, I will send a link. I will send a link where you can get a certificate of all these 6 days. I will send the link.
Okay,
Yes.
I will put forward a formal vote of thanks to you, ma'am, on behalf of all the participants. Thank you so much for putting so much energy, your precious time, and motivating us on all fronts. If personally I say I need a motivation dose, and you have given me the right form of capsule that really works and that really energizes me to perform my duties well and to create a balance as well and to impart my leadership skill. And also to perform whatsoever I have ever dreamed. I can achieve all those targets just because of you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, dear. Thank you, ma'am. I'd like to add one more sentence in case during the sessions, if at all I've hurt anybody, I would have done it unintentionally. But if at all I've slipped out something from my tongue, slip of the tongue, if I've hurt anybody, I'm sorry. If you didn't feel anything good, which I've said at any given time, excuse me for that. Yes, dear.
Ma'am, one more thing.
Yes, dear.
So how to contact you if you want to conduct your session in our college, online some session?
Sure, ma'am. Sure, ma'am. I'll give you my contact details. I'll put it up in the chat box. You can connect with
Okay.
me, ma'am. Is that okay? I'll
Yeah,
just
ma'am. Thank
1
you.
second.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Rashmi, ma'am. Yes, dear, I've done that. Yeah, thank you. There are so many messages over there in the chat box. I will just read them. Thank you, dear. Any other sharing? Any sharing to improve? Like, you should also give a critical criticism or, not critical, constructive criticism is always welcome. If anybody would like to share something, most welcome. Rohini, ma'am, are you here? Yes. Yes, team. I'll not take much of your time. Thank you so much. And stay connected, stay safe, and live a complete life. And be happy. Signing off.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, dear. Thank you. God bless. Second, I'll end the recording maybe. Dear team, it's the end of the 6-day training session. We'd like to sign off from the Fab Talk training session. We'll meet you again with another group of beautiful participants, and we thank everyone for your patience. Thank you so much. Just give me a minute. I'll just check it out. If I'm getting that right. Yes, dear team, we'll stop that. Maybe here I'll be able to do that. Yep. Yeah. Thanks, everyone. Thank you, Kapila ma'am. Thank you. Thanks to everyone. Stay safe.